Aloha, my name is Keenan Adcock. I'm applying for the MTC Manager Development position, and I'd like to answer the questions that are presented. Number one, describe your experience with Preach My Gospel and the impact it has had on you and on your work in bringing people to Christ. As a convert to the church at 18, I went on a mission about a year later to the Netherlands, and I'm grateful that we have the Preach My Gospel. It has been a way for me to systematically share the gospel with friends and family members. Not only am I able to share it just verbally, but the other opportunities, as you know, there's social networking, texting, other ways within the actual Preach My Gospel, such as any video experiences, websites that the church offers. What I love about Preach My Gospel also is that it's a very systematic way to share the gospel. Sometimes, if you have a minute to share the gospel with people, maybe on a plane or passing by, up to half an hour to an hour of their time. So it's based on the needs of the people you're speaking with. So I love how you can personalize Preach My Gospel to help the people who want to hear the gospel or are slightly interested. An example of a way for me to share the gospel is on the first or second Sunday of each, every third month, I have the opportunity as a bishop member to share the gospel with the primary folks, the junior, senior primary. And so the last weekend, last Sunday, I had that opportunity to do that. And what I did was I showed this little sign. It shows NED for, asked them what that meant to them. And then I also asked them what this meant. And for some, they didn't know what that meant. So then I showed this. And obviously it means United States. And so I feed a few kids know what that was. Which is really helpful is then I went back to this right here. And a few people recognized it. They knew that it was the Netherlands. And that's where I served my mission. So I had the opportunity to then asked the young men and young women to raise their hands when I shared my gospel, shared my testimony in Dutch, if they understood any part of that. And obviously, when I talked about the Book of Mormon or Joseph Smith or Het Evangelie van Jezus Christus, they were easily able to raise their hands. And then I encouraged the young men and young women to prepare now for a mission. For the boys, it's a priesthood responsibility, and for the girls, encourage them to do the same. So, just some simple ways to share the gospel on a daily basis, and of course, at home, I had the opportunity to, on a regular basis, with my wife, we have other ways to share the gospel through scripture reading, family night, praying on a regular basis. On a daily basis, and of course attending church and going to the temple. So that's number one. Number two, in your missionary experiences, what principles from Preach My Gospel could you have applied better? I think that one of the main things that not just me but many people have is just the follow through, the follow up. So it's very easy to invite people to do various things, to watch a video, to read an article, or to invite someone to church. The tricky thing is to feel comfortable and feel at ease and have that relationship with someone to actually invite them and follow up. So the follow through is, for me, that's the tricky one. And one thing that I've done recently, I have a friend that he taught at BYU, a non-member. He taught ancient Greek, and I think maybe Latin at BYU. And as late 20s, he has his PhD, and then he moved 2 years ago to North Carolina. And a few weeks ago, I had the thought that I should text him and encourage him to start reading the Book of Mormon. So I started off with asking how he was doing, and then I encouraged him to actually read the Book of Mormon. And he was actually doing this over the internet. And initially, he didn't want to do it. And the part of the reason why I wanted him to read the Book of Mormon was there was an opening for a teaching position up his alley of expertise. And I told him, hey, never know. You may receive your own testimony, your own witness that the gospel is true. Now, that doesn't mean you're actually going to get the job or even an interview. And so I think what he did, and he even shared this with me, is that if anything, he could tell his various Mormon friends, LDS friends, that he's read the Book of Mormon, and he could relate a little more to them. Number 3, currently memorizing scriptures to keep my... Number 3, sharing an experience where you have successfully managed a project with diverse team members, multiple stakeholders, and quickly approaching deadline, and include how you overcame the challenges while maintaining good relationships. At BYU Independent Study, I had the opportunity to, several times, to organize the annual high school instructors conference, which was during the summertime. Normally it was at the end of summer, but then through feedback from the participants, we realized it would be better for their updating the courses to actually move the conference to the beginning of the summer. So if they need to make any changes to the courses, they can work with the designers to update them before the end of the summer when things got hectic as they prepared for the new year. So what I was able to do, I worked with instructional designers, the administrators in independent study, the production manager, as well as other staff members in instructional in independent study to organize a conference. That meant contacting BYU professors in the education department, our college, working with office manager to order food for marketing, to market the event through emailing folks, as well as marketing materials, postcards, and actually decorating for the whole conference. And we also had designers provide presentations and an instructor or two. And so we had not really competing areas of responsibilities, but we did have people having to juggle so many different responsibilities. So the trick was making sure that the professors were able to present, which was great because they were really ready, and I think they had a great impact on the instructors, as well as making sure that all the food was ready, and that our office manager took care of that. And we also had a raffle so that those people who actually attended were able to get some fun prizes. So it was a fun way for the for people to participate, as well as for my designers and the staff at Independent Study and the students to get to know the instructors. So and we had to make sure everything was ready, and everything was ready before the day before. And then when the day came to actually present it and have everything, everyone do their parts, it came off really well. And I'm grateful for the various people that have worked on the committee. And sharing your thoughts about what makes good learning and how technology may assist. For me, good learning sticks. Good learning is memorable, motivational, and meaningful, not just for the developer, not just for the actual person who's presenting, whether it's the missionary or the MTC instructor or the mission president or the member missionary. It's also really important that whether it's the investigator or the role-playing investigator or even the other missionaries, that they really are inspired, they're motivated to do even better. I remember when I was investigating the church, I had the opportunity to just listen to the missionaries in a very small trailer home, and I sat on the floor while they sat on the couches, and they just shared the gospel. There were no video clips. They just shared the gospel by sitting there and communicating with me. And now with the advent of technology, we have the opportunity to not only use various technologies over the internet, chatting and videos and interactive websites. We also have the opportunity to have people to look at all these wonderful resources any time of the day. And so technology is able to better sync and solidify the teachings of the restored gospel with the people who are investigating in the church. And for me, when I investigated in the church, I was able to reread the Book of Mormon, and even at different times of the day, different times of night. And the difference is now technology provides a way for investigators, for members of the church, and for missionaries, mission presidents to not reinvent the wheel, but have the opportunity to review any of the learning, review any of the materials and content. And as they do that, good learning really sticks. And it's an opportunity for people to really not only grasp the content, but to also strengthen their own testimonies and share the gospel with other people. Because when you actually feel the Spirit and feel motivated by what you're learning, you're going to share with others, whether that's through social networking, through speaking with people, through texting. So that is it for number 4. I just want to tell you thank you so much for the opportunity to allow me to interview for this position, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you and have a wonderful day.